Okay. Use the key card. I had a note about how I feel like social anxiety and narcissism is linked, and I think it's good to realize that, because sometimes I kind of what's the word? I kind of make myself feeling like I'm a narcissist is something that I don't like about myself. If I thought I was a narcissist, I wouldn't like myself. But feeling like I have social anxiety, there's something likable there. Like I'm kind of quiet and I don't bother anybody, and that's what social anxiety is. So that's kind of like a likable thing. But if I tell myself that, like, you're really a narcissist, then that might help me change and not be anxious. If I feel like if I just have social anxiety, I might never change, because I almost like that about myself. I think it's almost a good quality to have. But if I start thinking like I'm a narcissist, maybe I could be able to change. So recently I kind of felt like I used to have a radio like that. It had the little red thing on it, and you would turn the dial on the top to change the station. I must have heard somebody else say this, but like, it is narcissistic to have social anxiety, because you're kind of just constantly thinking about yourself, and you feel like you matter more, and so like your actions are so important, and like if you say one wrong thing, you're gonna hurt somebody forever, or like you take everything so seriously. And you don't have to feel bad about that, because it's like I think everybody's a narcissist a little bit, because how else are you supposed to experience life except through your own lens? So like, hopefully I can find a balance between like feeling like I'm a narcissist, but also not hating myself for feeling like a narcissist. Oh, what the heck?
There we go.
I guess that was it. I think this is the last episode I'll do. I mentioned last week in Kingdom Hearts 2 how Goofy dies. But I don't think I rewatched it a couple days ago, and it's like, people don't talk about. I feel like I never heard anybody mention that. But Goofy just straight up dies in the second one, and Sora and Donald are just like sobbing over his body, and it's like crazy that that's in the game. And then they just leave him. They're like, Mickey comes and he's like, well, looks like there's nothing we can do. Let's just go. And I forget what they do later, but he just kind of shows up, and they're like, yeah, I don't know. I'm okay now. I don't know. I thought it was funny. There's only 2 guys here. How can I screw this up? What? You didn't hear that? There hasn't been a Splinter Cell game in a while. My brother showed me those. I remember he... Oh, okay. We're gonna have to play it like this. He really liked those. I have nice memories about playing that game with him. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing a bad job at this. That was a note I wrote down. Usually when I do a bad job at something, well, I feel like it takes me longer to get good at something than other people. So there'll be a point where I start something and it's like fun because it's like a new thing, and then it'll be like a couple months go by and I'm not getting any better, and it'll get frustrating, and then I'll just stop at that point because I'm like, I've been doing this for a long time and I haven't gotten any better, so I should just stop because I'm never gonna get better. That happened when I was in high school. I tried to get good at like running, so I ran every day for like 6 months or something, or like 5 days a week or 4 days a week, from spring to summer. And I just never I was trying to get ready for this thing to play soccer, because like if you wanted to be on the soccer team you had to run 2 miles in 12 minutes or something. So I could run a mile in like 8 minutes. So I was like, okay, I'll just run every day for 6 months, and then maybe I'll get better. But I never did. At the end of the 6 months I was still like the same. So that's an example of that. Oh, this is the scene. This might be a good place to stop. I don't want to go up there. There's a piece of rebar here. Where'd it go? I'll have to move it. I think that's what happens. You go up there and then you get pushed off and fall down here. This is a long cutscene. Okay, we're just gonna watch this. Ooh. Oh no, I was wrong. When do you fall on the rebar?
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Yeah, you sure did.
I feel sick.
And you just hang back like I told you to.
Well, you're glad I didn't, right?
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
Oh, I was wrong. What is that scene? I was way off. Oh no. They got him. That's a terrible chart. Well, how are the sales and the gross margin the same? I don't think that makes sense. I think sales minus your manufacturing costs is the gross margin. I don't remember.
Wait there, okay?
Sure, Joel.
Oh, that's another thing I could talk about is I liked God of War. But the story in that one I had a little bit of a problem with because it's an open world game. So like you can kind of do stuff out of order. So like I don't remember exactly, but they had an arc where like your son is starting to become like you and you don't like that. And you're noticing like you don't like to see your son becoming like you. He's being kind of like ruthless and stuff. And I really thought that was cool. But then they like have to abandon it because you can do these side quests, which is a problem that like a lot of open world games have. So like it wouldn't make sense for your son to be acting differently during the side quests. So their solution was just to resolve that arc really quickly instead of developing it more, which was a bummer because I thought it was a cool idea.
We need to get back out, find that bridge. I hate this crap.
I kind of wish they gave you more stuff to scavenge. I'll probably do that in the next one. don't know what they would give you, but pendant. Okay, I think I did 8 episodes today. I really have no idea. It doesn't really matter. Okay. That went kind of okay. Went by quicker than last time. Okay, I'll see you next week.